history, they told you the person who discovered Mount Kenya was so and so, a Mzungu. The person who discovered
the source of the Nile
and Lake Victoria
is John Speak.
Was John Speak.
But John Speak, when
he found
Ginger,
human beings.
When he reached Ginger,
yes,
they have a Soga who took him there and showed him this is the source.
And then when they were writing the story,
they didn't talk about the Basoga.
The Basoga, we don't even know their names.
They talked about the white man who reached there. By who?
Murchison Falls.
Who helped him to
row
canoe?
To row the canoe.
Yes, to reach that point of the source of the Nile. Is it himself?
No.
Who had put that canoe on that Lake Victoria? Is it the Muzungu?
Nope.
Because he jumped on a canoe. Whose was it? And that canoe had been there going all along. Where were they going?
So Lake Victoria has many names. The colonial name, which we have adopted in the East African community, is Lake Victoria, because we still hold on to colonial names for practical reasons and for documentation purposes. You have Lake Albert in Uganda. But the Luo speaking Alur and Jonam, call it Nam Unekbonyo. And the Toro call it what Nzige? Huh?
Muitanzige.
Muitanzige. Nzige is locust.
Yes.
So in the Luo language it is Unekbonyo. And in Rutoro, it is?
Nzige.
Nzige is Muitanzige. Now, the geography...
The one who kills the locusts.
The one which kills the large swarms of locusts. When there's a locust invasion. So that's ecological.
It's left long time ago. But up to now, it is the black man, when he's asking you your names, and you say, I'm Irumba Katsabi, he said, no.
What's your real name?
What's your real name?
Or what's your Christian name?
Yes, that's your Christian. And that's the one we want. Now, if I want to get rid of it, there is a whole long process, legal process.
And that's why most people don't...
But when they were naming me,
it was easy. When you were dropping it, it was easy.
Yes.
But now you have to sign a deed poll.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
It's called a deed poll. Because last elections in Uganda, 2021, all candidates had to harmonize their names.
Sign a deed poll.
And they had to sign a deed poll. And that is when Ugandans and other East Africans realized that Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has other names.
Tibu Haburwa.
Tibu Haburwa is a long name. Tibu Haburwa.
And it has a meaning.
And it has a meaning.
Do you know what it means?
No, I don't.
One who doesn't want to be advised.
Free your mind now. Be part of the People's Pan-African Parliament. The Pan-African Pyramid Debate with your speaker, Andrew Irumba Katusabe.
Pan-African Pyramid Weekly Roundtable with your speaker, Andrew Irumba Katusabe. This is a weekly Pan-African Pyramid show that actually captures the continent and the world at large, looking at the issues in a Pan-African context. And this morning I'm privileged. I am not sitting at my usual place. I am seated at the home of one of the recipients of the 2024 cohort of the Pan-African Pyramid Global Awards, Miss Auma Ogola Edith. She is a Kenyan working and living in Uganda. Of course, on the extreme, after Miss Auma is Professor Humphrey Jeremiah Ojwang.
Yes.
He's also from Nairobi, Kenya.
Yes, and I have a book here, which I bought from Makerere bookshop, I think the year 2001.
That's when you bought it?
When I bought it?
Peoples and Cultures of Uganda. Peoples and Cultures of Uganda. Who wrote it?
Is it MK?
Nzita Mbaga Niwampa.
Yes, and it is a Fountain Publishers publication. It's called African Heritage Reading. African Heritage Reading. Peoples and Cultures of Uganda. I bought this book at that time I use it for my reference. So it describes different ethno-linguistic groups in Uganda. Now, this kind of material was never taught. You are taught foreign things. This is a new innovation, isn't it? Which year? 1993. It was printed in 1993. Then second edition 1995, third edition 1997, and then reprinted 1998. And I believe that it has been reprinted several times because it's a very resourceful book. Reference for those working in government or schools, you know, those in offices. When the Minister of Culture and Gender saw this book, she couldn't put it down. She was telling me, this is a very important book. Where can I get it? Yes, it's written in simple language, very well researched, simple language, and accessible. This kind of knowledge is what I call, what do I call it? I call it African indigenous knowledge, or African cultural knowledge. So we must go back and study our languages and the cultures,
Okay.
and find our identity. The Kakwa, the Lugbara, the Metu, the Madi, the Okebu, the Alur, Jonam, and I've met all these people, representatives. When I was at Makerere, I met a lot of them. The Banyoro, I met the man who was serving me at the guest house in Makerere was a Munyoro. And he told me stories about the Banyoro and the Bunyoro Kitara Empire, which was extending all the way to Western Kenya and Karagwe in northern Tanzania.
And Congo.
And parts of Congo. Then the Batoro, Bakonjo, Banyankore, the Bachiga, the Bahororo, the Bafumbira, the Acholi, the Langi, the Iteso, the Karimojong, the Sebei, the Bagwere, the Bagisu.
That's true.
Yes, the Jopadola,
No, it's there for him.
the Bagwe, and the Bagwe, the Basamia, the Baganda, the Baruli, the Kumam, the Karimojong, and what have you. So, why am I citing all those? Epistemology, African
Native.
cultural knowledge or African indigenous knowledge systems. Who are we when we say we are African? Who are we? What do we know about ourselves, our ways of knowing, as opposed to foreign colonial ways of knowing? Because if you don't tell your story, someone else will tell your story, but from their own perspective. And they will define you. You must define yourself.
Very good history. Now, Prof, we want also to look at the connectedness of Africans through our environments, through our languages. The other day you also talked about these rivers, the Congo Basin. You talked about the
Nile Basin.
Nile Basin. You talked about the Limpopo.
Yes.
Let's also look at that.
That is
How do we find knowledge? How do we find understanding in our environment as Africans? And what are we missing, or what did we miss when your church missionary society schools told you, please dustbin this one and start on this journey?
Thank you.
Because that's very important.
Very, very important.
You can imagine, Professor, how old you are today. You are revisiting and rediscovering the importance of the knowledge that you missed. So the child that is being born today and tomorrow must not make the same mistake.
Yeah.
That's why we are here now.
Yes, that's why we are here, and that's why you must reform the curriculum,
Yes.
revise the curriculum every so often.
Yes.
Because what goes into the curriculum as content, you must revisit it. Is it serving your needs? Is it serving your needs? But that question you have asked is a very broad question.
Yeah. I
So
didn't want to limit you. I want
Yes, yes. So actually, let me put it this way. We need to study history, our history,
African history.
our African history. Then we need to study geography,
Yeah.
African geography.
African, and that's what you're asking.
Yes.
Because when I was in primary school, we learned about old lands, new lands, but we didn't learn about Africa. Why old lands? Old lands, I'm now talking geography. Old lands were Europe.
The prairies.
No, the Europe. I'm talking of Europe. New lands were the Americas. North America and South America, Australia and New Zealand. So that was a colonial approach to curriculum. The geography which was being taught at that time was colonial.
Colonial geography.
The orientation was colonial. And then history, they told you the person who discovered Mount Kenya was so and so, a Mzungu. The person who discovered
The source of the Nile
the source of the Nile and Lake Victoria
is John Speak.
was John Speak.
But John Speak, when
He
reached
found
Ginger-
human beings.
When he reached Ginger,
Yes.
they have a Soga who took him there and showed him this is the source. Of
And
the
then when they were writing the story,
They didn't talk about the Basoga.
the Basoga, we don't
They
even know their
they
names.
talked about the white man who reached there. By who?
Murchison
Who,
Falls.
who helped him to
To row.
canoe?
To
you
row
know?
the canoe.
Yes, to reach that point of the source of the Nile. Is it himself?
No.
Who had put that canoe on that Lake Victoria? Is it the Mzungu?
Nope.
Because he jumped on a canoe, whose was it? And that canoe had been there going there all along. Where were they going?
So Lake Victoria has many names. The colonial name, which we have adopted in the East African
Victoria.
community, is Lake Victoria because we still hold on to colonial names for practical reasons and for documentation purposes. You have Lake Albert in Uganda. But the Luo speaking Alur and Jonam call it Nam Unekbonyo. And the Toro call it what Nzige?
Hey,
Huh?
Muitanziki.
Muitanzige. Nzige is locust.
Yes.
So in the Luo language it is Unekbonyo. And in Rutoro it is
Nzige.
Nzige is
Muitanziki.
Muitanzige. Now the
The
geography,
one who kills the locusts.
the one which kills the large swarms of
Yes,
locusts
locusts.
when there's a locust invasion.
Yes.
So that's ecological. Where does the name come from? It comes from your folklore,
Yeah.
as the Batoro and the Banyoro, and as Luo speakers, Jonam and the Lur, Unekbonyo, the one that kills
The locust.
the locusts, the swarm of locusts. That is based on knowledge, isn't it? Indigenous knowledge. So these names had a meaning. I don't know the meaning of Kyoga, but there's a Lake Kyoga. Somewhere, you get the Kumam people around it there, Kumam. Now, you have so many lakes in Uganda. I think you have Lake Albert and you also have Lake George or something. They were given colonial names.
But they had their names.
But they have
Yeah.
their local names. Now, Lake Victoria is a big lake, the largest freshwater lake in Africa, and the second largest in the world. So they say. But the one in America, which is saying the largest, is actually a system of lakes. But this one is one.
One. Yeah.
So in my perspective,
It's the largest.
it is the largest fresh.
And even in my own perspective.
Yes, it is the largest freshwater lake
In the world.
in the world.
Yeah.
Now, when you are going to teach, who is going to do the examination? If you say the largest, you will get a 0. Because there's the lake system in North America which they want to. So knowledge must be taught from or imparted from a certain perspective. So how will we impart our knowledge? How will we impart our knowledge to our children? And the educational systems, the Ministry of Education in Uganda, the Uganda Institute of Curriculum Development, the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, content of knowledge must be reviewed and taught in such a way that the African identity, the personhood of the African, and the dignity of the African are all restored.
We should Africanize our curriculum.
So we should Africanize. We should be Afrocentric. We should not teach. Okay, we are using English, but we say we are teaching literature, African literature in English. And that's why she talked about in translation. Julius Kambarage Nyerere, Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, translated some of the books which you used. Which one was that? You told me.
Mabepari wa Venice.
The Merchants
of Venice.
That was by Shakespeare. Julius Kambarage Nyerere translated it into Swahili.
Even a very popular book, Animal Farm, Shamba la Wanyama.
Yes, by George Orwell.
It was translated by a Tanzanian too.
Yes. So you can learn other people's literatures, and you can also write about yourself in English, like Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart. But when you read it, it is like an ethnographic piece of writing, but in English. But when you read it, you see the authenticity of the knowledge, the content which is conveyed through that fiction. Same with Ngugi wa Thiong'o, The River Between. But Ngugi stopped writing in English in his latter years. He said he would first write in Gikuyu, which was his mother tongue, and then translate to other languages, to English and Chinese and Russian. Yeah, so you know, charity begins at home in terms of knowledge creation and knowledge production and knowledge dissemination, transmission, so that you tell your own story. And that's why I modified your question and said African narrative. Narrative here is telling and retelling our story.
Our own story. In our own style.
In our own style, yes.
Well, do you have something to contribute on that? Telling the African story in our own story, in our own style.
Yes.
I think, I totally agree. I actually think we should change.
This brings in even your mother's Montessori
way.
Education system.
Yeah.
What was she dealing with to do that?
Now
there was something she was trying to cure.
Yes.
Yes.
The Montessori pedagogy basically tries to involve your hands, your thoughts. It's not like a written system. You let the child...
Cram work.
No. You let the child pick up activities and explore. So at a very young age, it has curriculums. So there's 0 to 3. And 0 to 3, you'll wonder, what is my child going to study? But it's practical life activities. They teach you how to tie your shoes, how to use the bathroom, how to greet, how to tie, how to walk,
how to dress, how to eat, how
then,
to speak.
Yes. And then it prepares
you. How to welcome elders.
Yes.
How to respect elders, how to speak to elders.
Yeah.
How to play with others, how to integrate with other communities.
Yes. Exactly.
how to fetch water.
Yeah. How to prepare a meal. So it's life skills.
Life skills.
Yeah.
Life skills.
And she made it in such a way, and in her summary, she said, in every country where it goes, you need to adapt the local language.
Yes.
So in a Montessori class, if you go to a class in India,
they will teach you the cultures.
they will teach you the cultures of India. If it is in Uganda, like now at our school, we have to teach people about Uganda, about their cultures, about everything. You adapt the culture of that place,
that community.
and you
see,
so it's a global, Montessori is an international movement.
It is an international movement.
But which must be not just adopted, but adapted.
Yes.
So it has to be adapted to local conditions, to suit the local circumstances. Yes, there are international examining systems.
Yeah.
Like IB.
Yeah.
You see.
Cambridge.
Yeah, Cambridge and all that. They offer them in Kampala.
Yes.
They offer them in Nairobi. But how adaptable
are they?
Or do we just adopt without adapting?
They offer here their system.
Yes.
But you see, even
is different. When it comes to United Kingdom,
yes,
it will offer your communities.
Yes.
But the principles are the same.
Yes.
Yes, the principles are the same.
Yeah, the principles are the same.
But
for it, it's
the
like
context,
the context is different.
Is local.
The system
is local.
Is like a chameleon.
Yes.
The system is like a chameleon.
Yeah.
It comes to your community, it simply adapts your community system and teaches you around that.
Yes.
Now, the international systems here, what they call the international
curriculum
system or curriculum here,
they bring their own.
That they get the British system, they bring it to Luzira.
Yes.
They teach the African children the British system.
Yes.
Yes.
The Montessori, when it goes to Britain, it teaches the children of Britain the British system.
Yes.
Correct. And I like your chameleon metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when a chameleon starts, when it is
comes
there,
to green,
it's green.
It's green.
When it gets
Comes to
down
brown,
here
it
and
turns
starts
brown.
walking there, it will be brown.
Yeah.
Survival instinct.
This is a survival instinct.
Now,
And something about the Montessori, how it came about. I'll be very brief about this. It was started by Maria Montessori. By the way, they made her a saint.
She was Catholic.
She was Catholic, and she came up during fascism, during the times of Mussolini.
hey,
Yes.
the most brutal man.
The most brutal man. That's what they say. Yes. So what happened was, back then in Italy, women were not considered to become doctors because she's Dr. Maria Montessori. So when she graduated from university, she was given a job which was considered to be the lowest jobs. So they put her in a class of, according to that society, were retarded children who could not compete with the method that everybody was doing. 10 years later, these children who sat an exam with the same people who were considered higher, they excelled. 10 years after that, these are people who are going into the world to work and everything.
And they're excelling.
They're excelling, they have freedom. And during fascism, they wanted people to believe in one thing. So they were wondering, who is teaching these children how to have freedom of speech, how to be independent? And they said it's Maria Montessori. So they chased her. Mussolini kicked her out of the country. In Italy, from Italy. And she went to the Netherlands. When she got to the Netherlands, she found another person called Froebel, who was using learning through play. When Mussolini heard that he was there, he asked the king to chase her away. And she went to southern India. As we speak right now, southern India has the highest literacy rate. And their system of education is Montessori. Most doctors, everything, out of like 10 people you meet, let's say from a place like Kerala or Trivandrum, you talk to 10 people, 9 of them are teachers. And Montessori dwelled in there for a very long time. That's where she was seeking refuge with Indians. And you wonder why some Indians excel more than others. They adapted the Montessori method. Then she later on was invited to the United States. There's somebody called Kilpatrick. During the time when America was revolutionizing, like the Black Panthers, all these people. So they realized this is a system which Montessori had started adapting in the schools. The man said, no, take this woman out of here. We don't accept it because it opens up your mind. You go to India, there is a map of India which you're taught first. You come to Kenya, I knew the provinces of Kenya at the age of 3. In Kenya first we had provinces. We had 8 provinces.
At the age of 3?
At the age of 3, because you see it every day, you're taught about your environment. And the map, the teachers, system. Yes, the teachers have to make it. The same thing with here. We come and we teach the children of Uganda. This is the map of Uganda. These are the people. So when you teach somebody who they are,
tribes, these are the cultures.
It's scary for anybody who wants to colonize your mind. It's scary.
Sorry.
Yes.
So in Uganda, you deal with that map?
Yes, in Uganda you deal with this map.
Which years are we talking about the Montessori?
So it has curriculums from, like I said, from 0 to 3.
This lady, the lady Montessori, lived in which years are we talking about?
She was born in she was born in 1903 and died in 1952.
So that was in the last century?
Yes.
20th century?
Yes.
The first half?
Yeah.
She made an impact in the first half?
In the first half.
Of the 20th century?
Yes. So her impact is still being felt, but it was most felt in southern India. And then in Eastern Africa as well. But if you look at some of the people who adapted this system, like the people who invented Google, these were 2 boys. They never even graduated from high school. But because in the system of Montessori, the world becomes a small thing, they developed Google. They never went to the university. Bill Gates never went to, but he went through.
Never finished.
Yes, but he studied the Montessori system. So it opens up your mind.
Zuckerberg.
Montessori. So you see, it's a good system. But now, after she was kicked out of the United States, a few people held on to it. And they make it very, very expensive for you to attend. Yet Maria meant it to be a very affordable thing, you know? Yeah. So that is the background. That is a brief background of...
money.
And in Kenya, I think Tanzania is trying to adopt it as well. I don't know about Uganda.
Uganda, she's here.
The CBC.
Yeah.
Which now in Kenya they have changed to CBE.
Yeah.
CBC stands for competency-based
education.
Based curriculum.
Yeah.
But they replaced the word curriculum with education.
Which is like Montessori.
Yes.
Competency-based.
They are now in junior.
You see, Professor.
Junior secondary.
The African context of knowledge encompasses your lifestyle, your whole, in terms of your culture, in terms of your traditions, in terms of your environment. Now, the Western culture, the Western system, tells you that all that is useless.
Yes.
The only way we'll know Professor Dwangi's ways is in class if he has passed this paper.
Yeah.
Correct.
Let me hear your views on that.
Yeah, that's true. Western
education.
I see like Montessori before you come in. You see like Montessori. If he sent a child to the well to fetch water, and this child went and brought water, he sent the child to go and sweep the compound, and this child swept the compound very well. He sent the child to welcome the guests, and this child welcomed the guests and entertained them and cooked for them. He looked after the sitting room where we came here. the pictures and the photos are all in their place. The sitting room is clean. Everything is in place. That's knowledge.
Yes.
That's for Montessori, that's for African knowledge.
Yeah.
To a white man, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's useless.
Yeah, so in okay, African, let me call it African indigenous knowledge systems.
Yes.
I've added the word indigenous there because indigenous means original to our soil. It's original to our soil. Okay? There are trees in this compound. These are exotic trees.
Yeah.
They are ornamental. These flowers are ornamental. But what is this? What is this plant? Can you zoom that plant?
This one?
Yes. Is it exotic or is it indigenous? I don't know. Is it local? It's a flower.
It's a local.
It's a local.
It can locally.
Yes.
It's in the family of sisal.
Yeah, this is family of sisal. But what about this one behind you?
This is a rosemary. It's also local.
It's a rose, the pink rose.
Rose.
Yes. And then what is that?
That one I don't know.
Is it? So all these are ornamentals. By ornamental, I mean beauty.
Yeah.
They bring beauty to the compound. But they're also food plants.
Yeah.
And they are also medicinal plants.
Yeah.
So when the child is growing, the child must learn the environment.
Yes.
They must know which plants are food plants and which plants are poisonous. Huh? So that they do not...
And that's knowledge.
And
That's
that is knowledge.
Now, what
So-
I'm saying is that the Western knowledge, that's not knowledge, that's nothing. They don't assess that as knowledge.
Yeah,
That's the point of
it is abstract. You know, they try to abstract. But in African thought systems, knowledge is integrated. So you have knowledge, I said procedural knowledge and propositional knowledge. There are also skills like making this drink or brewing busa or Uganda. Busa.
Busa.
We call
Busera,
it
not
busa
busa.
in Kenya, we call it
busa.
busa. But in
When
Uganda,
you say busa in Toro,
It's an alcohol.
no. If you say busa in Toro, it will bring you cow down.
It's different entomology.
but what about the local brew from millet?
That is obsera.
Obusira.
Obsera.
Obusera. But in eastern Uganda, western Kenya, it's busa.
Busa.
Okay.
Or amalua.
Amalua.
Yes.
Amalua is a general word for any alcoholic drink. So how there's some women who do a better job than other women. And it is normally brewed by women. And we say in my part of Kenya that the hand of Auma, I'm giving that as an example, is better than the hand of Anyango. Which means when she how to do it better. And then the alcohol will be very sweet.
Yeah.
But the others, when they try, it does not produce the same
The same quality.
the same quality, the same taste. So there are specializations.
That's also knowledge.
That is not just knowledge,
Yeah.
it's a skill. So we have knowledge, we have skill, and we also have experiences. And learning takes place at
Every
all
day.
those levels. So
I want
that
to-
is holistic
Yes.
learning.
I wanted to confirm what you just talked about, the procedures, and I'll read to you briefly. They are the sensitive periods, according to Montessori, which the colonial masters took away from our education system. And this is it. While the exact age ranges can vary. Some commonly identified sensitive periods include, number one, order, what you're talking about. A heightened interest in routines. I wake up, I brush my teeth, I prepare a meal, I go to school, I put on my shoes, I choose the color of the dress I'm wearing. In other places, you wake up, you're running, you put on uniform. All of you have to look the same. You understand what I mean? Uniform, and you have to go. It doesn't matter whether if your uniform is red and you don't like red, you have to put it on. So they're already putting you in a pigeonhole. So that they took out. Then language, a fascination with words, sounds, and the ability to speak. Now, you go to a normal school system, the first thing is they teach you your mother tongue is primitive.
Yes.
Who are you speaking to at home? I'm speaking to my parents. What is a cup in my language? They don't teach you that. They tell you no, instead of cup, instead of kikombe, it is cup. And from today on, it is a cup, not kikombe. So fact, you understand how...
In fact, if you continue communicating
yes.
in your local language, they're calling it chikombe,
yes.
the child who communicates in English and says cup is more brighter than you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You become inferior in that community of children. This one knows more English than you.
Yes. And English is the measure of intelligence.
Intelligence. Then movement. A strong desire to learn and coordinate large physical movements, such as walking. Okay? Then another one, small objects. You'll notice a child, they look at a small object. Okay? An interest in exploring and manipulating small-sized items and details. This is a button. This is an insect. This is a fly. We look at the smaller things. Then refinement of the senses. And this is at a different age. Now in Montessori, there is something called a beading activity. It's taught between the 0 to 3 years. Why should you teach somebody, a 2-year-old,
to weave something?
You're preparing the person for writing. You're preparing the person.
Fingers.
Hand-eye coordination, you pick, you put. At the age of 1 or 2, that is what you're doing. At the age of 1 and 2, like now, the systems in the United States, they pick you, they say, if you're not 6 years, by September, you cannot join school. So what are you doing below then? That's when education starts. But they're keeping you at home, and you start learning at the age of 6, when your sensitive period is gone, is long gone. So you see how it is. It's easy for somebody to manipulate you at the age of 6. But down here, if you're already doing something like that, you'll be like, no, I know this is a cup. I know this is kikombe in my language. Not cup. So they're taking away that sensitive period where somebody has their own opinion about something. Then another one is social aspects of life, grace and courtesy. If you go to a Montessori class, there are no prefects. You walk properly, say hello to your teachers, you know. You do everything. When you're done eating, take your cup to the kitchen. Here, it's boarding school. Eat very, very fast. Some schools even, you just leave the dishes there and go. My parents have paid. You understand? So there is that sensitive period that the colonial masters took away from the African because they wanted a workforce for themselves and they wanted to manipulate us. So that's why I keep saying we need to decolonize our education system. Let us go back to the basics. Let us go back to apprenticeship. These days, if, for example, his mother was a teacher, my mother was a teacher, I would want to be a teacher. If my father was a craftsman, like what Indians and Arabs do, they would be at the shop with the father. This is the price of this. all of that is gone. We're taking our children to boarding schools. They don't know what we do for a living because they have to go and get certain marks to be able to go to the university. Who is going to make our cars now? And now there's AI. I always tell people, let us go back to the basics. What can you do with your hands? There's AI, and I have no problem with it. The problem will come when now you're saying, okay, I have gone to AI, and this is a house. Do you know how to lay a brick?
It is AI that knows.
Okay, how do you lay a brick? AI, is it going to come and take that brick? At least, like, what is happening in Uganda now? Skilling, vocational training. So I think that's where we should go back and say.
And when he talks about vocational training,
yeah,
especially in Uganda, and actually the entire Africa,
yeah,
children who would opt out and join vocational schools, trainings, they would consider them dull.
Well, in Kenya, the attitude is changing.
Yes.
Even here.
Yeah, do you know why? Because you get a BA degree.
Yeah.
And then you don't get a job.
Yes.
So what do? You have a degree, you speak very good English.
You have no job.
But you have no job because the jobs are not there. So, although people are going for those degrees, when you interview the students in our universities, especially where I was, University of Nairobi, you will find that they are doing side
hustles, they call it.
Not side hustles, but side courses.
Yeah.
More practical courses. Because there's something called TVET. TVET. Technical and Vocational Education TVET training. Now, technical and vocational. Tanzania has also adopted it. I don't know what you have in Uganda.
Uganda also have it.
They now have.
Uganda has it.
And you'll find that
it's working very well.
It's going to
yes,
work.
and a lot of kids are after Form 4 or after grade 8, they say they want to go for
P7.
Yes.
Uganda has embraced it, and I'm happy. Uganda has made some changes in the education system.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am happy for that. We've been trying for this for many years.
It's gradual. It's
now
coming in gradually.
Started, you know?
Now you see a country like
Even
China.
Even has set up what they call skilling centers regionally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every region he has put a skilling center, presidential initiative.
Yes.
Skills those people, teach them handcraft.
Handcraft.
And
hand skills.
And that's why China is a superpower.
Can you show us what Bishop Maponga, Joshua Maponga gave you as a gift?
This one.
Yeah.
This is the speaker's mess.
Yes.
Purpose of Joshua Maponga.
But it is telling us not one story, but several stories.
Many stories.
Many
Actually,
stories.
he tells this is a government.
Yes.
It's a government.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything that a country needs is here.
Yes.
But interpreting it, this is a communication over our ancestors.
Yes.
But we don't know.
Yeah.
So we normally say that there was no education in those yesteryears of our ancestors. But actually there was a communication, there was education. Education.
Yes.
This is a communication skill.
Yes.
But we cannot interpret it. So it's Maponga who came and interpreted it for us.
Yeah.
When you look at this, the entire government is here. Okay, Prof, I would like you to, as we come towards the end of the show, there is more to do with African knowledge in our environment, especially water bodies. The Nile Basin, the Congo Basin, and so on. I wanted you also to explore more. Because Africans can just see water there, and they see a source of water, and that's all. But you, as an educationist, actually, there is more to that. Yeah.
Yes, and there's more to that. And Africans do not just see water and see water there to drink. They attach meaning to that water body. So, for example, in Kenya, we have a program, it's a government program, aired on television and screened in our national museums, like the Kenya National Museums in Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu. So they talk about magical Kenya, the magic that is Kenya. So I think that's a concept. What is magic? Magic is something extraordinary. Magic is something extraordinary. It goes beyond ordinary sensory experience, like taste, sight, hearing, touch, and which is the other one? There are 5.
Feel.
Huh?
The feeling.
Feeling, which is the same as touch.
The hearing.
The seeing, the tasting.
The tasting.
Yes. So, when you see Lake Victoria, and she's taking me there this afternoon, what do you see when you stand there looking at Lake Victoria? You see waves, but there are stories about Lake Victoria.
Yeah.
There's food coming out of Lake Victoria. There's water which you drink, which you get from Lake Victoria.
There is a whole life.
There's a whole ecosystem. Yes, and the East African community has a commission called the Lake Victoria Basin Commission, okay, of East African community. The headquarters of the Lake Victoria Basin Commission of East African community is located in Kisumu.
Yeah.
At the head of the lake, what we call head of the lake. Head of the lake. So Lake Victoria has a meaning. It is magical, isn't it? And people believe that there are water spirits. Water spirits in Lake Victoria. The same belief system in the Nile. Among the Wasoga, they call the river Nile Kira.
Kira, yes.
Kira. Kira means river in many Luo dialects. But the Wasoga also call it Kira. At that falls, okay, people see divinity expressed in natural geographical systems. So we have the River Nile system. And the River Nile has been there since time immemorial, from Jinja all the way
To Egypt.
to Cairo, and then is it Alexandria, and then the Delta
Pours into
the great Mediterranean Sea. And yet it doesn't just start in Lake Victoria. There's River Kagera, which flows through Burundi, Rwanda, Tanzania, then the lake.
in Lake Tanganyika.
And so there's a whole system of lakes. But the River Nile, all these rivers from Kenya and Uganda and Tanzania, and there are so many, like River Mara in Tanzania. It drains into Lake Victoria. So River Mara is a source of River Nile. So River Nile is not a ginger. It starts way up there in Tanzania, in Kenya, in Rwanda, and in Burundi. And that's why the East African community has identified 5 countries being part and parcel of the Lake Victoria Commission. Burundi is a member of that commission. Rwanda is a member. Tanzania is a member. Uganda is a member, and Kenya is a member. So those are how many countries? 5. Because if we interfere with the rivers in Kenya, and the Tanzanians interfere with the rivers in Tanzania like Kagera, or the Burundi people, or the Rwanda people, then you are interfering with the Lake Victoria ecosystem.
Yeah.
And downstream, Lake Victoria connects with Lake Kyoga. Look at that. And then from Lake Kyoga, you go to Lake, is it Lake Albert.
Yeah.
Because there's Albert Nile. You know there's Albert Nile. And it continues up north, okay? Flowing, and it meets another river from Lake Tana in the highlands of Ethiopia. That is Blue Nile. And this one of ours is the White Nile. And is it in Entebbe? They have the headquarters of what they call the Nile River Basin Initiative. And that one now has 8 countries. So they're all responsible for this river, draining into South Sudan, Sudan,
Ethiopia.
Egypt, into the Mediterranean Sea. But that's not the only river system. We also have the Congo.
The Congo River.
Yes.
Congo Basin.
The Congo Basin. And according to some sources, the Congo Basin has a larger volume of water, excuse me, draining into the Atlantic.
Yeah.
So that basin, and you see it snakes through some of the most dense forests. Only second to the Amazon, the Congo rainforest, the second largest
You know the
forest
Congo
system,
River.
second largest to the Amazon. Yes, you
Congo River, it's actually, I think it could be larger than Amazon. Because listen to this. This is the river that goes along the equator twice.
Hey, it
Yes,
crosses the equator
it
twice.
comes, then it goes like this, and comes like this, pours into the Atlantic. How big is that river?
And how long?
Nobody knows its depth.
And how long?
And how long? Did they count that other trip that comes? It crosses the equator
That means
twice.
they have twisted the history and
The
facts.
perspective.
Yes.
Yeah, they
and,
are giving us history, their
Yes.
perspective.
That is their perspective.
and also the naming of them. Lake Victoria. We were talking about the meaning of our lakes.
So
Lake Victoria is Nalubale.
Correct.
And what does Nalubale mean?
Yes.
It's the name of a god, mother of a
Of
god,
life, of life.
Of life. So when we start giving these people Lake George, Lake Edward, Lake Victoria,
And Queen
Murchison Falls.
Murchison Falls,
Professor, Murchison Falls,
Victoria Falls.
Victoria Falls. Murchison Falls is in the place of Kabalega,
Yes.
of Mukama Kabalega, the man who fought these colonialists,
Yes. Yes.
using spears and shields.
Yes.
Now, when he goes, his grandchildren accept the nonsense of turning Kabalega
Falls
into
Into
Murchison
Murchison
Falls.
Falls.
Yes. And
It was initially Kabalega Falls. His grandchildren, whom he fought for, accept the nonsense of changing from Kabalega Falls to Murchison Falls.
So they did.
And even right now, when you go there, Bunyoro Kitara, when you go there, the first people who tell you and teach you,
yeah, their
that
guides,
this is
their
Murchison Falls
guides,
are Ugandan guides.
Yes.
the guides.
And the Banyoro. And you reach at the entry point of the lake, of the national park, the game park. I started quarreling until I exited. A Munyoro telling me this is Murchison Falls. I said, are you stupid? Are you stupid?
But you see, the same way.
And if in those Bunyoro schools,
Yeah.
if they ask a child the name of that falls and if he put Kabalega Falls,
You get
It's wrong.
they will even give you strokes of the
Yes.
cane.
So it's
You're stupid.
they did the same thing they did to us as human beings, as baptism. The first thing they ask you, were you baptized? So what happens? They give you the name of a saint. A saint you totally don't know.
And he's a saint.
Yet, our names have meaning. Do you see the beginning, this colonialism thing?
Yes.
They take away who you really are.
Then they
give you a new name.
They give you a new name, a slave name, and some of us have kept those slave names.
Yeah.
For example, I'm Humphrey. She's Edith.
Yeah.
And you are?
Andrew.
Andrew.
But what's the
I'm
meaning?
Humphrey Jeremiah.
What's the meaning
I
of-
checked the meaning of Humphrey. A gentle giant.
That's all.
Yes. Then Jeremiah means,
In the Bible.
yeah, the one sent by God.
Yeah.
Yes, a prophet.
Yes, Prophet Jeremiah.
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 Or Jeremiah.
Yes.
Ojwang means a child who survives against great odds.
The survivor.
Is a survivor, whether they are parents or not. They survive.
Yeah.
They are left there on their own, or abandoned, or the father dies before he's born,
But you survive.
but he survives. So Ojwang means a survivor.
So now you can see such a meaning. You mix it with the Jeremiah,
Yes.
Humphrey, and
Yes.
when you're reading, they tell you to start with your first name,
So it's Humphrey.
and that is your first name.
Yes, Humphrey Jeremiah
You know?
Ojwang. Or Edith. Did they give you a confirmation name?
No.
Okay, you are not Catholic.
No.
And you, did they give you? Andrew who?
Andrew Irumba Katusabe.
What is
Katusabe.
Katusabe?
Means let's pray.
Let us pray.
Imagine.
And when you say Katusabe, how do you feel in your heart?
I feel good. Let's pray. But you see, the colonial, the mindset, and the colonists left long time ago. But up to now, it is the black man, when he's asking you your names, and you say, I'm Irumba Katsabe, he said, no.
What's your real
What's
name?
your real name?
Or what's your Christian name?
Yes, that's your, and that's the one we want. Now, if I want to get rid of it, there is a whole long process, legal process.
And that's why most people
But
don't.
when they were naming me,
It was easy. When you are dropping it, it was easy.
Yes,
But now you have to sign a deed poll.
yes, that's what
It's
I'm
called
saying.
a deed poll. Because last elections in Uganda, 2021, all candidates had to harmonize their names.
Sign a deed poll.
And they had to sign a deed poll. And that is when Ugandans and other East Africans realized that Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has other names.
Tibu Haburwa.
Tiba,
Tibu Haburwa.
Tiba,
Tibu Haburwa.
Tibu Haburwa is a long name. Tibu Haburwa.
And it has a meaning.
And it has a meaning.
Do you know what it means?
No, I don't.
One who doesn't want to be advised. You don't advise him. He
see?
advises you.
Or if you advise him, he will not take it.
Yeah.
But he will advise you in return.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
The one who doesn't take an advice. He doesn't
Yeah.
need an advisor. But he has over 84 advisors. But he is Tibu Haburwa.
Who are paid.
By me and these
You
people.
pay all those
That's
advisors.
prayers, yes.
And yet he doesn't listen
And
to
yet
any
he doesn't
advice.
take advice. He doesn't take advice, but he has advisors. Anyway, as we come to the end, you have something
I
to
think as Pan-Africanists.
say?
Usema? That's also his name.
Yeah,
What does it mean?
But some could be praise names. You see,
Yeah.
I have, because I was named after my grandfather, I have 10 names. I have 10 different names. Because I was born upon my grandfather's death. And in Luo, religion and folklore, and maybe you will say something about this in Toro Kingdom, but in Luo, we believe that when you don't quite die. When you die, you are alive.
You just transitioned.
You have transitioned to another level of existence. So you are reborn in
Through another child.
through
Another
through
child.
a grandchild. So there's a child there's my grandson who is called Jeremiah Ojwang. I have been named. But I'm not dead. In my case, my grandfather was dead. So I was given his name. And my grandmother, who was widowed for 30 years, because she stayed for 30, she outlived my grandfather by 30 years.
Wow.
That is my
Your
paternal grandmother. She used to address me as her husband.
Yeah.
She used to call me my husband
Yes.
because I was given her husband's name. So I became her husband.
Yeah.
And when she was going to the shamba, she would tell me, let's go. When she was going to the market, she would say, carry the basket. You see? And I went with her to all these places, and she would tell me, Ojuang, my husband. She
Yeah.
would talk to me as if she was talking to her husband.
Yeah.
Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Somebody else would come from outside that culture, say, what's wrong with this old woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she gave me all the names of my grandfather. Of course, when I went to the local church, I was given Jeremiah. And my local primary school, Humphrey Jeremiah Ojuang. But at home, they didn't call me Humphrey. They didn't call me Jeremiah. They called me Ojuang, son of Ogando, Ojuang Ogando. They called me Ojuang Ragot. Ragot means stooped. My grandfather, I'm told, because I never saw him, that he was a bit stooped. Tall and lean and stooped. Ojuang Rapando, lean. Ojuang Pierre Bergario, which means you have to have two buttocks. If you have only one buttock,
You can't function.
then you can't function. So for balance, Ojuang Pierre Bergario.
Yeah.
Pierre Bergario. You see, she laughed.
Yeah.
Yes, she knows.
Yes. Ojuang Ogiti. Ojuang Nyawel.
Meaning?
Nyawel is the happy one, you know. Yes. Ogiti, I'm yet to find the meaning of Ogiti. Ojuang Wudobonyo,
Meaning?
Obonyo is
the son of Obonyo. Yes, so those were probably his uncles.
yeah.
You know, Ojuang Wudobonyo, Ojuang Wonogando. Look at those. That's about 9 or 10 names. And then they composed a song with those names.
Yeah.
Okay? Because he fought in the First World War. Of course, he fought on behalf of the British,
Yeah.
1914 to 1918. He didn't know why he was fighting, but he was fighting the Germans in Tanzania because it was British East Africa, which was Uganda and Kenya. So after the end of the war, they composed a song for him. Wonogando, Dokti Puronemon. So my name has a song.
Yeah.
There's a song, a whole body of literature around my name, Ojuang.
Thank you.
But not Humphrey
No time.
Not
and
Jeremiah.
not Jeremiah.
Okay, thank you. Well put. You had something to say.
Oh yes, I was saying
Let's win that.
we need, as Pan-Africanists, come together and have a ceremony for renaming or reclaiming the names.
We even talked about it last
We really need to reclaim the names of our places. I know a lot of leaders now, like Museveni has paid homage to Robert Mugabe, Julius Nyerere Road. But how about the ones that were taken from us? We need to take back our names.
Now, like you said, Lake Victoria in Kiganda is...
Naluba.
Nalubale.
We're going to name it Naluba.
In Kenya, it's Sango.
It is Sango and Lolwe.
Lolwe, yes.
But among the Baluya of Western Kenya, they talk of Inyanza. Inyanza. That's why the Mzungu called that region Nyanza, province.
Nyanza province.
Yeah, that is Bantu, it's Luya, it's Suba also. Suba, they call it Nyanza. And in Tanzania, the Wasukuma people call it Ukerewe.
Meaning?
There's an island, a big island in Tanzania, in the lake. It's called Ukerewe. So they talk about Lake Ukerewe.
Yeah.
And I think if you go to Busoga, the Wahaya probably have a different name.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, comrades, Professor Humphrey
Jeremiah Ojwang.
Jeremiah Ojwang.
Wuon Ogando.
Unogando.
Dhok tinde puro ne mon.
It's been nice having you, Professor.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. And our host, our comrade Edith Auma.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for hosting us. Very nice, fantastic arrangement here. We're enjoying the juice. There are only 2 foods that you mentioned that I know.
I'll show you the rest.
The rest I don't know. And the taste
So you
was-
don't have the knowledge how?
Yes, I agree. I agree, and I'm going to learn. Thank you so much. On camera, Comrade Frank Kamuntu Mvandimwe and Alan Byamgisha. They were on camera for today. This is the Pan-African Weekly Round Table, and your speaker, as usual, is Andrew Irumba Katusabe. This is the speaker's mess. The speaker's mess is a gift from my elder, my mentor, my mwalimu, Comrade Joshua Maponga Marara III from Zimbabwe. He brought it on these just concluded awards last year. There is a lot of meaning, I will get time to explain. And Maponga also left me, he left me with a small documentary about this. Yeah, he left me with the text. So I will explain. But this is a government. This is a language, African language. There is communication here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, where you see this is a family. Man and woman, not man and man. You see how things are changing now?
Yes.
Man and woman and a child.
So that is gender balance.
Yes.
Gender
family,
balance.
that's the family.
Yes.
Then
Then
there's
there
a
is
fish up there
medicine.
Yes.
to
There
show
is a-
life,
The
providence, the
Where?
fish.
Yes, fish. Fish here.
And
See.
and then it's a complete circle.
Yes. And
You
then,
see, look at the teeth.
Eh,
It's a complete circle.
yes.
Yeah.
Then there is something here. When you see something, when you see this inside here, you see this.
Yeah.
Nobody can explain
How it entered
how
there.
it entered here. It cannot come out, but it is inside. How it entered here, nobody can explain this.
Only
magic.
the crafts
It's
person.
magical.
Yes, you cannot remove it. It's big, but it entered. So where did it pass?
And what is it material made of?
It's like a wood, piece of wood.
It's a piece of wood.
Yeah.
It's wood, you know. So thank you so much, comrades. We meet next week, same place, same time. Andrew Irumba Katusabe is your speaker.
Free your mind now. Be part of the People's Pan-African Parliament. The Pan-African Pyramid Debate with your speaker, Andrew Irumba Katusabe.